Imagine a world where the tools we use today were once just dreams. Today, we embark on an incredible adventure through the fascinating world of sensors. These devices make our phones smart, enable self-driving cars, and even help us cook our food to perfection. We'll trace the history of sensors, starting with the ingenious tools of early humans and follow their evolution to the sophisticated technology we use today. Discover how these devices evolved from simple tools to complex systems that are integral to our modern world. Learn how early methods like using shadows to tell time paved the way for innovations such as touchscreens and self-driving cars. Welcome to Timeline of Innovations, where we take you through a journey of how everyday things progressed. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Before gadgets, humans relied on their senses to understand the world. Our eyes detect light, our ears pick up sound waves, and our noses sniff out smells. Early humans were incredibly observant. They had to be for survival. They tracked animals, found water, and predicted weather. Their senses were key to survival. These instincts led to developing tools. One of the earliest examples of humans using sensors is the sundial. Those things you see in ancient civilizations with the big pointy thing casting a shadow. Sundials were a major breakthrough in timekeeping, using the sun's position as a giant clock hand. They could tell the time with surprising accuracy. Sundials didn't need batteries and were surprisingly accurate. But humans didn't stop at sundials. They needed ways to measure time when the sun wasn't cooperating. That's where water clocks come in. These devices relied on the steady flow of water to measure time. By marking the container, they could track time. It's like a slow-motion hourglass, but with water. They were versatile, used both indoors and outdoors. These early inventions, the sundial and the water clock, might seem simple today, but they were the first steps toward understanding and measuring the world. They laid the foundation for the incredible sensors we know today. So stick around, because things are about to get really interesting. Fast forward a few centuries, and we enter the era of the scientific revolution. This was a time of incredible discovery and innovation, where scientists and inventors were challenging old assumptions and pushing the boundaries of knowledge. And guess what? Sensors played a key role in this revolution. One of the biggest breakthroughs came with the invention of the thermometer. Before thermometers, people could only describe temperature in vague terms like hot or cold. But with a thermometer, they could actually measure temperature with numbers. It might not seem like a big deal now, but being able to accurately measure temperature was a game changer. It revolutionized fields like medicine, where doctors could finally track fevers, and science, where researchers could study heat and its effects. And speaking of game changers, let's talk about the barometer. This ingenious device measures air pressure, crucial for predicting weather. Changes in air pressure help forecast weather patterns. Essential for sailors and farmers, it impacted daily life, making sea travel safer and agriculture more predictable. Now, let's talk about James Watt, the OG tinkerer and the mastermind behind the improved steam engine. You see, Watt's steam engine wasn't just a groundbreaking invention, it was also a testament to the power of sensors. To make his steam engines more efficient and safer, Watt incorporated pressure sensors into his designs. These pressure sensors could monitor the steam pressure inside the engine, making sure it didn't get too high and cause a, shall we say, explosive situation. It was like having a safety valve that could tell when things were about to get too hot to handle. This innovation, using sensors to not just measure, but also control a powerful force like steam, was revolutionary. So what can we learn from these early mechanical sensors? Well, they taught us that by carefully measuring physical phenomena, we can gain a deeper understanding of the world around us. But more importantly, they showed us that we could use these measurements to make our lives better, safer, and more efficient. From the thermometer's ability to track fevers to the barometer's role in predicting the weather, and the steam engine's use of sensors for safety and control, these inventions laid the foundation for the incredible world of modern sensors. They were the building blocks of a technological revolution that continues to shape our world today. And as we'll see in the next chapter, this revolution was about to get a whole lot more electrifying. Early humans used their senses and basic tools to understand the world. Mechanical sensors like thermometers and barometers stepped things up. But things were about to get more interesting. Enter the 19th century, the dawn of electrical sensors. With electricity, new possibilities opened up. We could measure and interact with the world in new ways. The telegraph used electrical signals to transmit information, a game changer. Sensors could convert physical phenomena into electrical signals measured and transmitted. This paved the way for the development of everything from telephone to the computer. Speaking of the telephone, let's talk about Alexander Graham Bell's groundbreaking invention in 1876. This wasn't just a communication revolution, it was a sensor revolution in disguise. At the heart of the telephone was a simple yet ingenious device, the microphone. It could transform sound waves into electrical signals. These signals allowed long-distance communication for the first time. The microphone's impact went far beyond phone calls. It opened up new sensing possibilities, paving the way for hearing aids and audio recording devices. The telephone and microphone began changing the world. While the telegraph and telephone revolutionized communication, other electrical sensors were making their mark. Edison's light bulb invention was significant. It relied on sensors to measure and control electrical current. Ammeters and voltmeters were crucial. These sensors advanced electrical engineering. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. As electrical sensors became more sophisticated and reliable, they started to find their way into a wider range of applications. No longer confined to laboratories and scientific instruments, these sensors were popping up in factories, businesses, and even homes. One example of this was the use of electrical sensors in early temperature control systems. Thermostats, which used bimetallic strips that expanded or contracted with temperature changes to open or close electrical circuits, were becoming increasingly common in homes and businesses. These early thermostats may seem primitive compared to the smart thermostats we have today, but they were a big deal back then. They provided a level of automated temperature control that was previously unheard of, making homes and workplaces more comfortable and energy efficient. Buckle up, because in the 20th century, sensors took off. A full-blown sensor revolution. Sensors became essential building blocks of countless technologies, from cars and airplanes to computers and smartphones. None of these innovations would be possible without sensors. One of the most significant breakthroughs of the 20th century was the development of advanced light sensors, revolutionizing photography and filmmaking. Before this, cameras relied on bulky, fragile photographic plates. The invention of photoresistors allowed cameras to use electronic sensors. This led to smaller, more portable cameras and faster shutter speeds. Cameras could now shoot in lower light conditions. Motion picture film brought moving images to the masses, all thanks to the power of sensors. Another major area of sensor development in the 20th century was temperature sensing. Thermistors, Temperature-sensitive resistors became common in many applications. These tiny sensors measured temperature in industrial ovens, refrigerators, car engines, and medical devices. They were inexpensive to produce, popular in consumer products. Thermistors upgraded old thermostats, allowing precise temperature control. Today, digital thermistors communicate readings to microprocessors for sophisticated control. Now let's talk about motion sensors. These nifty devices detect movement and are used in security systems and automatic doors. Early sensors used infrared to detect heat changes. Movement within range triggered alarms or switches. And who doesn't love a good automatic door? No more fumbling with handles when your hands are full. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get really interesting. The mid-20th century ushered in the digital revolution with digital sensors. These bad boys changed the game entirely. They converted analog signals into digital data, ones and zeros. Digital signals were more reliable and accurate. Digital data could be easily stored, processed, and transmitted. One of the most significant breakthroughs was the invention of the charge-coupled device, or CCD. This chip revolutionized photography by capturing light digitally. CCDs converted photons into an electrical charge. These charges were then converted into digital data. This led to the development of digital cameras, replacing film-based ones. Digital cameras were smaller, lighter, and offered instant gratification. CCDs also impacted scientific instruments, medical imaging, and telescopes. As digital sensors became more sophisticated and affordable, they started to find their way into a wide range of computing devices. Computers began to rely on sensors to monitor performance and interact with the world. Temperature sensors monitored heat to prevent overheating. Hard drives used motion sensors to protect read-write heads. Sensors enabled new functionalities and kept computers running smoothly. Laptops used ambient light sensors to adjust screen brightness. This integration paved the way for more sophisticated and user-friendly devices. One of the defining trends of the digital age has been miniaturization. Everything from computers to phones to cameras has been getting smaller and more powerful, and sensors were no exception. Advances in microfabrication allowed engineers to create incredibly small and complex sensors. This miniaturization had a profound impact on device creation. Suddenly, sensors could be integrated into everyday objects. This led to wearable fitness trackers, smart home devices, and countless other innovations. All right, let's talk about something we're all familiar with: smartphones. These things are basically sensor powerhouses. Take the accelerometer, for instance. It detects changes in orientation. It's how you win those racing games. And then there's the gyroscope. It measures rotation. Combine that with the accelerometer, and you've got augmented reality games. Remember Pokemon Go? Sensors made that happen. And of course, no smartphone would be complete without a camera. High-resolution image sensors capture every detail. These cameras have practically replaced point-and-shoot cameras. Ever wonder how your phone knows when you're on a call and turns off the screen? That's the proximity sensor. It detects nearby objects and shuts off the display. These tiny sensors make our tech so smart and convenient. Let's talk about wearable tech, specifically fitness trackers. These have exploded in popularity, and for good reason. They're like having a personal trainer on your wrist. At the heart of these trackers are biosensors. One common biosensor is the heart rate monitor. It uses LEDs to measure your heart rate with surprising accuracy. And it's not just heart rate they track, they measure steps, distance, and even sleep quality. Advanced trackers use GPS to map your runs. They provide valuable health insights and encourage activity. They push us to hit that 10,000-step goal. All right, let's step into the future, shall we? Imagine a home that anticipates your needs, where the temperature is always perfect and the lights magically turn on as you enter a room. One of the most popular smart home devices is the smart thermostat. It learns your preferences and adapts to your routine. Over time, it creates a personalized schedule, optimizing energy usage and saving you money. Motion sensors can detect your presence, turning on lights or triggering security cameras. Smart doorbells let you see who's at the door, even if you're halfway across the world. The possibilities are practically endless. Okay, get ready to have your minds blown, because we're about to dive into the world of self-driving cars. And let me tell you, these things are like sensor symphonies on wheels. To navigate the complex world of roads and traffic, autonomous vehicles rely on a mind-boggling array of sensors, each playing a crucial role in creating a 360-degree view of their surroundings. LiDAR, or light detection and ranging, emits laser pulses to create a 3D map of the environment. Radar, using radio waves, excels in low visibility conditions. Cameras provide high-resolution views, recognizing traffic lights and pedestrians. AI processes all this data in real time, making split-second decisions to keep the car on track and avoid collisions. All right, guys. Let's dive into some seriously cool and maybe slightly weird sensor facts. Did you know that we've actually created electronic noses? These sensors can smell. Imagine your phone telling you if your milk's gone bad or if your pizza's burning in the oven. It's like giving our devices a whole new sense. These electronic noses are already being used in various fields. They can detect harmful gases in mines or factories. They can even sniff out diseases by analyzing breath. And they're used to identify different types of coffee beans. But wait, there's more. We've got these incredible things called biosensors that are like something straight out of Star Trek. These tiny sensors can detect diseases by analyzing blood samples. They can identify specific molecules that indicate the presence of an illness, even in its early stages. This means faster and more accurate diagnoses, leading to more effective treatments. Think about it. A tiny sensor that could potentially save your life. That's the kind of impact these biosensors can have. They're already being used to detect various conditions from cancer to HIV. And as technology advances, we can expect even more sophisticated biosensors that can diagnose a wider range of diseases with even greater accuracy. Now, let's talk about the little guys, MEMS, or micro-electromechanical systems. These sensors are so small they can fit on the tip of a needle. Imagine the most intricate microscopic machines you can think of. That's MEMS. These tiny wonders are found in tons of devices we use every day. They're in our smartphones, controlling the screen orientation. They're in our cars, deploying airbags in case of an accident. It's amazing how such tiny sensors can have such a huge impact on our lives. And the craziest part is that we're only just scratching the surface of what sensors can do. Researchers are constantly coming up with new and innovative ways to use these incredible tools. From self-healing materials that use sensors to detect damage to clothing that can monitor your vital signs, the possibilities are practically endless. So buckle up, because the world of sensors is about to get even more wild. All right, let's talk about the future, because when it comes to sensors, the future is looking seriously cool. Sensors will play a massive role in augmented reality. AR glasses will be packed with advanced sensors. Sensors can track your eye movements, map your surroundings, and understand your gestures. Imagine information popping up as you walk. Need directions? Follow virtual arrows. Historical facts appear out of thin air. That's the power of AR and sensors. But it gets even cooler. Imagine entire cities becoming smarter thanks to sensors. We're talking about networks of sensors embedded in buildings, traffic lights, even trash cans. These sensors will collect data on everything from traffic flow to air quality to energy consumption. And here's the kicker. This data will be used to optimize the city, making it more efficient, sustainable, and livable. Imagine traffic lights that adjust in real time to reduce congestion, or trash cans that signal when they're full, optimizing waste collection routes. Smart cities powered by sensors will not only be more efficient but also more responsive to the needs of their citizens. It's like taking the concept of a smart home and applying it to an entire city. Now, let's talk robots, because robots and sensors go together like peanut butter and jelly. In the future, robots are going to be equipped with even more sophisticated sensors, giving them a sense of touch that's almost as good as ours. These sensors will allow robots to interact with their environment more delicately and precisely. Imagine robots that can handle fragile objects without breaking them, or robots that can assist with surgeries, their movements guided by incredibly sensitive sensors. These advancements in robotic sensing will open up a whole new world of possibilities, from manufacturing to healthcare to exploration. The truth is, the possibilities with sensors are pretty much endless. We're talking about a future where sensors could be embedded in everything around us, creating a world that's more connected, responsive and intelligent than ever before. From self-driving cars to personalized medicine to even smarter homes, sensors are going to be at the heart of it all. It's an exciting time to be alive, folks, and I can't wait to see what incredible things we accomplish with the power of sensors. From ancient sundials to AI-powered sensors of the future, it's been a wild ride through sensing technology. These devices evolved from simple tools to complex systems, shaping how we live, work, and interact with the world. It's amazing how far we've come and where we'll go next. Sensors will shape the future. That concludes our journey on this episode of Timeline of Innovations. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified of upcoming episodes, where we venture into another journey of the progress of everyday things. Until next time.